Listen up, meatheads and brain-dead gym rats. While you've been busy jerking yourselves off over your pathetic little PRs and mirror selfies, a silent revolution has been slaughtering your outdated concept of masculinity. The real men, the dangerous men, stopped caring about your deadlift numbers years ago. They're too busy building empires while you're still arguing about creatine loading phases like it's 1998. There's a war raging right now, a silent, brutal, winner-takes-all conflict between two opposing visions of power. On one side, gym alphas, chiseled jaws, vein-popping biceps, protein shakes, and mirror selfies. They spend hours under iron, sculpting their bodies into monuments of raw physicality. They believe strength is measured in plates, endurance in miles, and status in the width of their shoulders. On the other side, library sigmas. No six-pack, no gym membership, no interest in flexing for validation. They spend hours under the weight of books, forging minds sharp enough to cut through the noise of a distracted world. They believe strength is measured in ideas, endurance in focus, and status in the depth of their understanding. Here's the cold, hard truth you're too weak to accept. Note that this video is for those who sell scams on the name of courses. 1. Your muscles are worthless in 2024. That impressive physique you spent 5 years building? Worthless. Let's spell it out for you in monosyllables. The playing field has been leveled. Any basement-dwelling nerd with a YouTube tutorial and 6 months of discipline can look better than 90% of the population. Your hard work means nothing when the information is free and the techniques are standardized. You thought being jacked was your ticket to dominance? Sorry, sunshine, but the internet happened. The secret sauce of the fitness world is now common knowledge. Everyone knows about progressive overload, macros, intermittent fasting, and hypertrophy. Those long nights you spent researching gym routines? Wasted. That shredded body you flex in the mirror? It's no longer special, just another commodity. Meanwhile, what's the library sigma doing? Mastering dark psychology, decoding financial systems, learning how to manipulate human behavior. While you're counting reps, he's counting zeros in his bank account. Your biceps might impress drunk girls at the club. His knowledge can bankrupt you before breakfast. Let that sink in. Your gains are temporary. His leverage is eternal. Here's the kicker. Your so-called discipline isn't even impressive. You're on autopilot, following a preset gym routine like a hamster on a wheel. The Sigma is out here rewriting the rules of the game while you're stuck in your endless cycle of chest days and back days. You're playing checkers while he's playing 4D chess. 2. Your body is depreciating as you read this. Here's a fun fact that's going to ruin your day. Your physical prime ended years ago. Every second you spend in that gym is just slowing the inevitable decay. By 40, you'll be a broken-down has-been, desperately clinging to your glory days like a pathetic middle-aged linebacker. Muscles? They're a depreciating asset. No matter how many hours you spend sculpting them, they'll eventually sag, weaken, and betray you. It's biology, bro. You can't out-squat father time. Sure, you can fight the decline for a little while, but the outcome is inevitable. The Sigma knows this. That's why he doesn't waste his life on fleeting physical pursuits. The library Sigma? His mind gets sharper every day. That behavioral economics book he read last year? Still paying dividends. That coding skill he mastered? Still printing money? While you're icing your rotator cuff, he's acquiring skills that compound like Bitcoin in 2010. Every year that passes makes him more powerful, more dangerous. While you're racing against the clock to maintain your physique, he's building an empire that will outlast him. And here's the irony. You're the one who calls himself disciplined. Discipline isn't sticking to a gym routine. Discipline is investing in things that matter. Your muscles might get you a fleeting glance from a stranger. His mind can reshape industries, crush competitors, and command respect on a global scale. Still feel superior? 3. You're poor and you don't even know it. Let's talk about your pathetic financials, Mr. Personal Trainer. You trade hours for dollars like some medieval peasant with a hard ceiling on your earnings because there's only so many hours you can train clients before your body gives out. The Sigma question mark He built an online course once. It still makes $30,000 a month while he sleeps. He understands leverage. He knows money is just an idea. You're still living paycheck to paycheck, convinced your next certification will be the big break. Hate to break it to you, but your financial future looks as bleak as your testosterone levels at 50. The world doesn't reward brute strength anymore. It rewards creativity, strategy, and leverage. While you're slaving away in your gym, the Sigma is building systems that make money on autopilot. He's playing the long game while you're stuck in a grind that has no end. Your hustle is admirable, but it's outdated. You're using a bow and arrow in a world of drones. And let's not even get started on your spending habits. That $150 gym membership, those overpriced supplements, that $200 pair of sneakers you just bought, all of it is designed to keep you broke and dependent. The Sigma sees through the consumerist nonsense. He invests in assets that appreciate over time, not liabilities that drain his bank account. He's not flexing new kicks, he's flexing generational wealth. 4. You're still playing king of the hill like a chimpanzee. Watch a gym alpha for 5 minutes and you'll see the saddest display of primitive status games. Always checking who's bigger, always positioning themselves near the mirrors. It's downright pathetic. You're playing a game designed for cavemen, and you're proud of it. The Sigma ? He doesn't play those games because he owns the hill. While you're busy posturing, he's manipulating the entire game board. Your little dominance displays amuse him the way a dog humping a leg amuses humans. He's the puppet master, and you're just another string to pull. Why are you still obsessed with dominance in physical spaces? The world has evolved. Power isn't about who can bench the most. Power is about who controls the narrative, who influences the masses, who shapes the future. The Sigma understands this. That's why he doesn't waste time puffing his chest out in front of strangers. His moves are silent but seismic. And here's the punchline. While you're flexing in the mirror, the Sigma is flexing his intellect, his influence, his empire. By the time you realize you're playing the wrong game, it'll be too late. 5. You command attention. He commands minds. Here's the difference between you and a real man. You can make people look at you for a second. He can make people believe whatever he wants them to believe. Your physique gets Instagram likes. His words start revolutions. While you're busy flexing, he's programming the operating systems of everyone around him. You get temporary validation. He gets permanent influence. Your best case scenario? You're a momentary distraction. His best case scenario? He rewrites history. Attention is fleeting. Influence is forever. The Sigma doesn't just want people's eyes. He wants their minds, their loyalty, their trust. He understands the power of storytelling, persuasion, and emotional intelligence. While you're worried about your like-to-comment ratio, he's crafting narratives that move markets, shape opinions, and inspire action. Your value begins and ends with your body. His value transcends time, space, and circumstance. Still think you're winning? 6. The digital age made you obsolete. Your entire value proposition was built around physical presence. Too bad the world moved online, genius. Nobody cares how big you are on Zoom calls. Your intimidating presence means jack shit in a world run by code and algorithms. The Sigma ? He thrives here. He built an audience of 500,000 while you were doing drop sets. He monetizes his knowledge while you're still trying to sell training sessions. The internet is his playground, his battleground, his empire. He's leveraging technology to scale his influence to levels you can't even comprehend. And here's the kicker. While you're stuck in your little gym bubble, the Sigma is networking with CEOs, building digital assets, and automating his income streams. He's everywhere, and you're nowhere. The digital age has no mercy for dinosaurs like you. 7. You'll die forgotten. Let's be brutally honest. Nobody remembers athletes. Philosophers, scientists, strategists, their ideas outlive them by centuries. You'll be lucky if your grandkids remember you were the fit one. The Sigma is playing a different game entirely. He's building legacy, creating systems, leaving ideas that will shape the future long after his death. He's not just living for today, he's investing in eternity. So meanwhile, you're just trying to break your squat PR. pathetic. And the verdict? This isn't a debate, it's an execution. The gym alpha is a dying breed, desperately clinging to outdated notions of masculinity, while the library sigma quietly takes over everything. Your choice is simple. Keep pumping iron like a brainless meat puppet, or start building a mind worth respecting. One path leads to being a washed-up has-been by 40, the other leads to actual power. Choose wisely, but choose fast. The future belongs to the thinkers, and you're already behind.